In this video, we will create the remediation slide that will show the answer for Knowledge Check 1. So in the last two videos, we created the main screen elements and the slide layers for Knowledge Check 1. So now we're going to go over to the remediation slide that we added in the last video. So go over to the story view and click on Knowledge Check 1 remediation. So remember, we created this, but we didn't put anything on the screen yet. So now we're going to fill the screen here with the answer. So go back to the Knowledge Check 1 slide, and we're going to just copy some of the elements from this slide because it's going to look very similar, pretty much the same. So let's copy the avatar and the 3 juggling balls. So just hit Control on your keyboard to select the other items. Control C to copy, and then we go back to the remediation slide. And Control V, paste. And now let's go copy the text boxes with the numbers that we used to drag onto the drop targets, which were the juggling balls. So I'm just going to copy these text boxes here. Okay, so I've pasted those in. And now let's just move the text boxes here to the correct spots. So number 1 should be over here. Number 2 is the ball on her other hand. And this one is number 3, the last one here. I'm just going to position that better here. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. Now let's go back to the Knowledge Check main screen and copy in this text box up here. And then we're going to replace this text with the text that goes on this remediation slide from the storyboard. So let's go to the storyboard. And if you look down here, you can see the remediation text here. And let's just highlight this, and then we'll paste special just to make sure it's just the text that we get. Okay, so we've copied in the text. The correct order to juggle 3 balls is shown in the image below. And now we need to put in a little review button. So if you go back to the storyboard, you can see that this light box slide that's going to show the answer also has a little button here to review, so that when they click it, it will go back to step 4, which will show the order that they should be throwing the balls. So we're going to create this button right now. So you can either go and insert a new button and start from scratch, or you can copy one from a previous slide. So let's go back to step 4. And I'm going to copy in this Let's Break It Down button. And then I'm going to type review instead of this here. And then I'm going to resize this a bit. Okay, so you can do something like that, or you could create a whole new button, so it's up to you. Now let's go over to the triggers for this button. So go over here, because we copied it in, it already has a light box trigger on it. But we're going to edit that to make sure it's going to trigger what we need for this slide. Now we do want it to light box a slide, and we don't want navigation controls, but we want it to go back to step 4, 3 balls not continuous. So choose this here. When the user clicks button 1, and then click OK. And now let's just make sure that our timeline goes out to 60 seconds, our default. So everything, because we copied it in from other slides, it also copies in the duration in the timeline. So one more thing we're going to do, go over here to the bottom right, right click and go to Properties. And we're going to make sure there's no navigation controls on this slide because this is a lightbox slide. So we don't even want this submit. So take that off. So there should be nothing checked here and then hit OK. So we're pretty much done this remediation slide. Don't forget to save it. And now let's go back to Knowledge Check 1. And we're going to preview from this slide to make sure everything works properly. So go to Knowledge Check 1 here, and I'm going to do the incorrect answer here just so we can see this work. So this is my first attempt. Submit. I'm going to try again. I'm just going to leave it with the incorrect answer and submit again. Then it's going to tell me that I did not select the correct response. So I have to go here to see the correct answer. So click there. And it light boxes our remediation slide that we just created. And it shows the correct answer here. First ball, second ball, third ball. And then we have this review button. Now let's click this. And that also light boxes to step 4, 3 balls not continuous. And it will show us which order, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you could also, if you wanted to break it down further, because this is on this slide, you could click on this button and then you can get to the Let's Break It Down lightbox slide so they could actually practice it again to see it in slow motion. So we did a lot of layering there, but that's what you can do with Storyline. So it's very versatile that way. Okay, so Knowledge Check 1 is complete. We will be coming back to this slide though, like with all the other slides, to add in some little tweaks and some enhancements to the elements on screen, little entrance animations and things like that. But for now it is complete, and in the next video we will look at how to create Knowledge Check 2.